Hey, this is Jack with ReciPal, and today we're going to be talking about aggregate labels. Aggregate labels can be used when you're taking a bunch of products and bundling them together in one pack. This can be things like a variety cereal pack, snack-sized chip bags, or a box of assorted chocolates. While the aggregate label isn't required, it can save you a lot of space and make your packaging look neater. If you don't want to go with an aggregate label, you're certainly allowed to include each individual nutrition fact panel, but that will take up more of your packaging space. To get started with an aggregate label, the first step is to set up each of the individual recipes. In this case, we'll be making a variety chip package. From any recipe, you can create an aggregate label by choosing the aggregate label type and then selecting the other recipes that should be associated with it. However, our recommendation is that you create a distinct recipe for your aggregate label and give it a unique name that will let you easily find it in the future. You can simply turn one of your existing recipes into a sub-recipe and use that as an ingredient. From here, it's just a matter of selecting the additional recipes that you want to be included. Now, keep in mind, the order that you add these recipes to your label is the order that they'll show up on the label. If you ever want to change that order around, all you have to do is remove those recipes and reorder them the new way that you want them. We built this feature to be as flexible as possible so that it could handle all the different use cases of aggregate labels. For instance, if you have just one serving size across all the products that are bundled together, that'll show up in the first column under the nutrition facts. However, it is possible that different products have different serving sizes. So for instance, if one of the chips comes in a box, but the other ones all come in bags, then you'll see the serving size listed under each of the individual products. Another place where we give you flexibility is on the packaging information. So here, when you choose the aggregate label, we'll uncover a field for the number of packages for each type of the product that's going into your bundle. So for instance, in this chip variety pack, one type of chip may have 3 bags, another may have 2, another may have 4, and this isn't based on the recipe that you built. We'll give you a field where you can enter in the number of packages. Now this field always exists. It's in the advanced section, but when you select the aggregate label, we pull it to the front so that it's easier to find on just the general packaging information. Now it's important that the number of packages is accurate in your aggregate label because the way we calculate servings is by adding the number of packages of each product together. If you do end up taking the suggestion of creating a separate recipe for the aggregate label with a sub-ingredient used, it will draw the name of that product as the name of the sub-recipe rather than the name of the recipe as a whole. Otherwise, it's always drawing the name of the product from the name of the recipe. Another little thing to think about here is that if you're using this technique, you're going to want to check off combine ingredients from sub-recipes from the ingredient statement tab. This will make sure that the name of your product doesn't also appear in the ingredient statement. And one final note is that any facility allergens need to be set from that lead recipe page. If they exist on other recipes that are included, they won't automatically be drawn in. They're going to be set once with that main recipe. So to create an aggregate label, all you need to do is set up your recipes and then choose which ones should appear together. Aggregate labels are great for saving space and giving you flexibility to mix and match your products. If you want to get started for free, check out ReciPal.com.